Welcome to the Scotty and Cheryl Show.
The
Cheryl and Scotty Show. Welcome to the show. I'm Scotty.
I'm Cheryl.
And we're here to talk about Notre Dame Shakespeare Festival. But before we do that, Cheryl, who's Cheryl?
I'm Cheryl Tursky. I am a Notre Dame graduate, and I was actually in the second company ever of the Notre Dame Shakespeare Festival. And now, I know. And then I went on, became a professional actor and choreographer, and I'm actually a professor at Wayne State University now, and I get to come back every summer for the last, 9 years, and be a part of the Notre Dame Shakespeare Festival every summer, which is where I met my very best friend, Scotty. Scotty, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I went to Santa Clara University, another great Catholic university in California, where I'm from. And after that, I came to New York to do grad school at NYU, which is where I met Wes Tyler, who NDSF fans may know the name of from his production of The Tempest and his production of Love Slippers Lost and his production of The Merry Wives of Windsor.
Oh, right. Yes. Yes.
Merry Wives of Windsor is the first show that Wes worked on at NDSF that Cheryl was on. And the second year, he brought me on to do the music. And the rest is history.
History. So Scotty and I are going to dive in a little bit to how we work together, what we've done with Notre Dame Shakespeare Festival, predominantly with the touring company shows. So you might be asking yourself, where are you two right now? And where are they? And the answer is, I actually live in Detroit, and Scotty lives in a beautiful log cabin on top of a mountain with his dog in the Hudson Valley. So I jumped in my car and I drove 9 hours to basically record this concert with Scotty and
Parmesan.
Boop. So a couple things to note. One, we both live totally alone.
Mostly alone.
Okay, fair. I have a lot of plants.
I have a dog.
Same thing. And we will be self-quarantining after this. So if anybody was worried, that's our little PSA about that. And interspersed between some of the talking and music that we're going to share with you, we will also share with you part of our rehearsal process from here. So we've got some scenes on a mountain, some scenes of rehearsal. Should be really fun. We promise we won't spend too long on our mistakes. Scotty and I have both worked on the main stage productions with Notre Dame Shakespeare Festival, and we've had an awesome time, and we've got to work with directors from all over the country. However, today we want to focus on our work with the touring company productions because they offer a really special set of circumstances that we find really fun. So, Scotty, can you tell us a little bit about some of those circumstances?
Yeah, the touring company is a really exciting thing to work on because it is an 80-minute family-friendly cut of a Shakespeare show that tours the tri-state area parks and gardens. And when you think about an 80-minute family-friendly tour, you think about it has to fit into a truck. You think about it has no lighting elements. It has minimal sound design, I would say. It has minimal sets and costumes. So really, the storytelling is a lot through what we focus on, which is really exciting for us. We get to flex our muscles, which is music and movement.
And the other thing about the touring company is we are working with current and recent students, so both at the undergraduate and graduate level, which is something that as a professor is very near and dear to my heart, and I know is really important to Scotty as well. So there's also an instructional element to it that both of us really cling to and love. And also we're outdoors. And in the summer, that means bugs, it means heat, it means motorcycles going by. So there's this whole other set of things that you need to think about with the touring company show that is really fun, really spontaneous, and something that we love coming back to do every year.
This is Camp Mariah.
Like 12th night? Like the woman in 12th night?
No, more like doo-doo-doo.
Oh.
The first show we're going to talk about is the first show that we collaborated together on. It was called Love Slippers Lost. It was by William Shakespeare. And it was directed by Wes Tyler. Wes came in with a really exciting idea that the themes of Love's Labor's Lost would really resonate in the time period that was just before the turn of the 20th century in a sort of college American town. And what that came with for the two of us was specific vocabulary. So for me in the music, it was Offenbach specifically. Wes came in with the idea that Offenbach was sort of sweeping the nation in a sort of pop culture way at that time, and that we could really sort of hone in on that, and that the sort of emotions in the music had to do with nostalgia and had to do with youth and had to do with sort of the things that Love's Labor's Lost talks about. So I one part Offenbach, and then you throw in one of the really exciting things about touring company is you throw in the cast that we get. And the cast is primarily cast for their acting abilities, which means that movement and music-wise, we sort of get to take the group of people, see what we have, and then create something and craft something for that specific group of people. Musically, for Love's Labor's Lost, we had guitar, violin, viola, cello, and 2 trumpets.
Like you do.
Like you do. Cheryl, what did that mean for you?
So the exciting part for me about Love's Labor's was it was the first time that I got to work side by side with a composer as I was creating the movement. So often I'm
Bach.
Often I'm sort of handed a piece of music or, this is the waltz scene, Cheryl, or this is the ballet scene. But this time I got to work with Scotty so that his compositions could be based a little bit on my movement, and my movement was based a lot on sort of what he was giving me, and it was truly collaborative. So we were working together on every step of the way, which was super fun. We had a great time, and then that sort of planted the seed for where we went in the next couple productions.
Oh, jeez.
You want capo?
The second show that Cheryl and I worked on together was Pericles, directed by Cameron Knight. One of the really exciting things about that was that it's a challenging play, and we got to do some problem solving. One of the things that we came in to sort of address is that it's a very episodic play, and so we wanted to create a through line, a glue to hold these 80 minutes together. And one of the ways that we chose to answer that was through movement and music.
So Pericles is a journey and goes through a lot of locations and also shipwrecks, storms. There are goddesses. How do you do all this with a very limited amount of set costumes, props, no lighting elements, things like that? Turns out all you need are a couple of poles, a couple of sheets, and a tarp.
And one Cheryl.
So a lot of the shipwrecks and storms became these really beautiful movement pieces that were underscored by amazing Scotty composition. And thus, Shake a Sheet became the motto of Pericles. And we've got a song from Pericles that we would love to share with you now.
This song started out as there's one of the main ideas in Pericles, I think, is the idea that love is a through line, and that for Pericles, finding these people that he loves and losing them and finding them again is the through line of his life and of the play. And as we focus on that, I wanted to sort of create a song that could weave through the show, that could sort of start when he meets these people and end when he finds these people again.
This is Till We Find Each Other Again from Pericles.
If we have to spend 1 year apart, I will keep you in my heart. I'll remember you every day. And for that year I'll think of you every time that I am blue, till we find each other again some way.
We have to spend 10 years out of sight. I'll listen every waking night for what memory will allow. And when the world falls in on me, I'll hear your voice and be set free, till we find each other again somehow.
till I feel your kiss. The world will be a mess, no matter where I roam. You'll always be my home. Rest of my days are spent alone, I will be happy to have known love that conquers all despair. And when I sing my final song, then I will know it won't be long till we find each other again. Till we find each other again somewhere.
The third touring show that Scotty and I worked on was 12th Night, also directed by Cameron Knight. And one of the really generous things about Notre Dame Shakespeare Festival is that they brought us back together as a team, the three of us. And part of the reason that's really important in theater is that there's a figuring out period with people and trying to figure out, like, okay, what is this person's strength and how does this work best? And we really feel like 12th Night was familiar in a way that we could all come in with an expectation of what we could all do. And because of that, and because of the very nature of 12th Night, which is a very music heavy show just in the text, 12th Night became this really beautiful compilation of text, movement, and music. So we're going to spend a little bit of extra time on 12th Night because we find that it carried maybe the most music that we have done so far.
If we have to spend 10 years out of sight, I'll listen every waking night to what memory will allow.
When I hear on me,
I'll hear your voice and be set free till we find each other again somehow.
So the 12th Night opens right after a shipwreck has happened.
Wait. Another shipwreck? I had to do another shipwreck?
You did another shipwreck, and she did like 3,042 shipwrecks, and they were all unique, which I think speaks to Cheryl's creativity. So what we wanted to do, instead of opening this with a shipwreck, is to open it the moment before. So you're about to hear an opening number, which is the two siblings going off on a boat and starting their lives.
time we had a language just for us.
And life was only you and me.
Our eyes would let each other in somehow, and I'd show you what I'd see.
And though the years have snuck away from us, while we were having too much fun, those missing years, it now appears we spent them well, and now more than anyone, I'll be with you, you'll be with me. Since you came around, I've been lost if you're not found. I will carry you like you carry me. I will carry you like you carry me.
Now we grow into the best of us.
Now we grow into ourselves.
As we sail across the tide.
As we sail across the tide.
Oh my God, I would be scared to death
if you weren't by my side.
I'll be with you.
I'll be with you.
And you'll be with me.
Since you came around, I've been lost if you're not found. I will carry you like you carry me. I will carry you like you carry me.
I don't remember life before you came. I don't remember it at all. All I remember is this thing that's ripped away, and I pray that after all, I'll be with you. I'll be with you. I'll be with you. And you'll be with me. You'll be with me. Since you came around, I've been lost if you're not found. I will carry you like you carry me. I will carry you like you carry me. I will carry you like you carry me. I will carry you like you carry me.
So in 12 Night Wow, one of the plot lines is about some blossoming love. There's this other wonderful, super funny plot line with Sir Toby and Sir Andrew and Mariah and Festi and Malvolio. And so in order to capitalize on some of that comedy, we decided to give Sir Toby and Sir Andrew their own theme song. And because they are, as we would say, fond of the drink, we gave them, and by we, I mean really Scotty gave them a really fabulous drinking song. So we're going to share that with you now.
Here it is.
Toby.
Aggie cheek.
Song. One more time now. First shot of the night makes everyone look fine. The next shot of the night, yeah, it squiggles every line. The third shot makes the fourth shot seem too small of an amount. We lose count. The first bar of the night turned out to be too small. The next bar of the night, I don't recall at all. The third bar and the fourth bar said they'd never have us back.
I like that part so much.
But they lose track. And the nights we spend together are the nights I feel alive. Shot for bar and shot for shot, we will survive. And the morning's sometimes painful, but the night is worth the pain. In this crazy, messed up world, you keep me sane.
First shot of the night, I'm glad to be with you.
The last shot of the night, I know you'll see me through.
I'll be there for you to lean on right up till the bitter end, because you're my friend.
Right? You're so cool.
You're so cool.
And I know that I've got you if times are good or times are tough, because you're enough.
Do you think I'm pretty?
I think you're enough. I'll be argue on forever about which one of us loves more, but we lose.
So Shakespeare is famous for his fools. Festi is one of the most famous fools in literature. And one of the really amazing things that Festi does in this scene where we meet Sir Toby and Sir Andrew and everybody else is they ask for a rowdy song, and Festi delivers this song that starts out rowdy and ends up solemn in a place that they can sort of coexist in this house where Olivia is mourning the death of her brother and her father. Cheryl's going to read you the original, and then we're going to sing you the Scotty and Cheryl version.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming, that can sing both high and low. Trip no further, pretty sweeting journeys end in lovers' meeting. Every wise man's son doth know. What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present mirth hath present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Youth's a stuff will not endure.
was a sexy little chambermaid. Was a man swept her away. Made her promises of breathless nights. So she turned and went his way. Took her home and had his way with her. Pleasure reigned in every day. 6 months gone, she's alone again. Wishing some good soul would say, I'll be with you, like you're with me. Since you've been around, I've been lost. If you're not found, I will carry you like you carry me. I will carry you like you carry me. Whoa.
So the next song moment in the show is when Orsino asks for Cesario to sing a song from last night. And in the original play, somebody says, oh, that wasn't Cesario, that was Festi, but he's not around. And then they bring him in and he sings it. And Cheryl's gonna read what Orsino says about that song.
Give me some music. Now, good morrow, friends. Now, good Cesario, but that piece of song, that old and antic song we heard last night, methought it did relieve my passion much. More than light airs and recollected terms of these most brisk and giddy-paced times, come, but one verse. Oh, fellow, come, that song we had last night. Mark it, Cesario, it is old and plain. The spinsters and the knitters in the sun, and the free maids that weave their thread with bones do used to chant it. It is silly sooth, and dallies with the innocence of love, like the old age.
Spoiler alert, Cesario is actually Viola. So we thought that in this moment it would be nice to actually have Viola sing the song and for it to be a love song that is hypothetically a pop song that they heard last night, but that also sort of speaks of what Viola is feeling for Orsino. So welcome to it.
When I look at you, the stars grow brighter than before. When I look at you, my stomach crashes to the floor. You don't know how much I burn, and I don't think you'll ever learn how much I love you. When I look at you, the words escape me every time. When I look at you, I lose my reason and my rhyme. You just sit there with those eyes, and you will never realize how much I love you. When you look at me, there's so much you don't see. I wish you'd let me be the one for you. But it can't be so. A love that will not grow. And all the same, I know this much is true. When I look at you, the world is brighter.
So the last song in Twelfth Night, Twelfth Night ends with a song in the script. and Cheryl is going to read that to you now. It is sung by Festi.
When that I was a tiny little boy, with hey ho the wind and the rain, a foolish thing was but a toy, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came to man's estate, with hey ho the wind and the rain, 'gainst knaves and thieves men shut their gate, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came, alas, to wive, with hey ho the wind and the rain, by swaggering could I never thrive, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came unto my beds, with hey ho the wind and the rain, with toss pots still had drunken heads, for the rain it raineth every day. A great while ago the world begun, with hey ho the wind and the rain, but that's all one, our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every day.
Lovely song, right? So when I think about my job as a composer and music maker in particularly Shakespeare plays, I think about that there is a barrier between these words that were written hundreds of years ago and a contemporary audience. And one of the fastest ways to cut through that, I think, is with music. And so when I approached this song, I had to really pore over it to sort of come up with my interpretation of what it meant. And to me, what it means is I grew up and I would try to sort of order my life, and the wind and the rain would come and sort of mess everything up in a way that once you give into it is lovely, which I think is what happens in 12th Night, right? We start out with this very organized thing, and no one's with the right person, and no one's gunning for the right person, and then this literal shipwreck comes, messes everything up, these lost twins, the confusion, everything happens, and by the end everything is righted. And so that's what I wanted to get to the heart of that in a way that a contemporary audience would hear on their first time hearing these words. So here it is.
When I was a kid, the things that I did, they were laughed at and then laughed away. The hours they slid, and the rain it rained every day. The rain it rained every day. Then I went to work, they called me a jerk. Every time that I would fool and play, I'd give them a smirk, for the rain it rained every day. Hey ho, the wind and the rain. Hey ho, the wind and the rain. Hey ho, the wind and the rain. Before we catch wise, there's fun in our eyes. Then they tell us to keep fools at bay. And society tries, but the rain it rained every day. Hey ho, the wind and the rain. Hey ho, the wind and the rain. Hey ho, the wind and the rain. A long time ago, the world began so, with the wind and the rain. But that is all one, our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every day.
Last week I thought I had grasped my life. Time and fun to learn the
Last week I had myself a mismatched plan. Now I know where I belong.
I knew I loved you from the first hello.
You were more of a surprise.
Now I wouldn't trade it
For all the world, through our laughter and our cries, I'll be with you. The first shot of the night, I'm glad to be with you. Last shot of the night, I know you'll see me when you were around. I was lost, but now I'm found. I will carry you. When I look at you, the world is brighter. I will carry you. When I look at you, the world is brighter. As we wander through this life without a prayer, I will make it through as as long as you are there, please be there.
Now we grow into the best of us.
Now we grow into the best of us. Now we grow into the best of us.
Now we grow into the best of us.
Now we grow into the best of us.
Me and you.
Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Cheryl.
And Scotty.
We're so happy that you watched this video, and we are so happy, genuinely, that Notre Dame has brought us together. We met at Notre Dame, and it has been one of the greatest friendships of both of our lives, I hope. And we're just so thrilled to have found collaborators in each other and in the Notre Dame Shakespeare Festival.
Enjoy the rest of your summer. Have a great quarantine. Hopefully you're watching this over and over again throughout the year.
Hags, guys.
Take 2. No,
You missed one, but
I missed one.